Hi, I'm Cheryl Sitz. I'm the founder of Journey of Possibilities, where I do coaching and energy work and live events and a weekly podcast and have a whole community of practitioners, all of us dedicated to helping you transform your life from the inside out in holistic and spiritual ways. I wanted to talk to you today as we approach this new moon because it is indeed a time of new beginnings for many of us. We have spent this summer going through some heat, those of us here in the South, in the United States and Texas, but also energetically. It's been a very powerful summer. And for many of us, because of the planetary alignments, we've been revisiting aspects of our past, being invited to look at them honestly and see, how do we want to move forward with these aspects of the past, these things that we've lived through, some of the trauma that we may still carry and act out in our behavior. How do we want to be moving forward? What do we want our life to look like? In doing so, I have come face to face with challenging something that we all tend to do in the spiritual community. We have a process whereby we release that which no longer serves us. And I'm surprised to find myself saying, that doesn't work for me anymore. And maybe it's time for us to look at integration versus releasing what no longer serves us. I think at this point it would be beneficial to define integration. My spiritual journey has been largely shamanic. It's involved sacred plant medicines, drumming, breath work, sound, animal totems, all of these different modalities to bring me to a state of awareness where I can look at things from my past that may be driving my behavior right now that I would like to change in order to change my behavior now so that I have more of the life that I really want. It's a powerful process. We also do trips to Peru and host ceremonies privately where we can help people with that process if they're interested. But this video is about integration. So when we do a ceremony, we come together with an intention. Say I want to work on my relationships right now. So my intention would be to look at, how do I continually sabotage my relationships? What's the repeating pattern here? And how can I shift that? And then I go into my journey, my process, my ceremony. And inevitably, I'll get an aha, usually about something from childhood or my distant past, where a situation happened and I developed a behavior to cope with that and keep myself safe. Let's use an example of speaking up backfiring on me. And so I shut down. I don't speak out anymore in my relationships. I find that it's hard for me to communicate. So that would be my aha from that ceremony. Wow, I'm not speaking my truth, so it's not ever being heard, and then the whole thing falls apart. So that's my aha. Well, after ceremony, we always have an integration where we share our ahas. But that's just the beginning. So great, I've had this powerful aha about myself. Now I have to go back into my daily life where I have long-held habits of not speaking out for myself. If I don't shift those habits, the aha doesn't help me. So I call integration embodiment. How will I move forward embodying my ahas to really create the life and the habits that I want from day to day? Now let's look at releasing what no longer serves us. So in the 80s, I was pretty wild. I lived my passions, all of them in excess. I'm like a poster child for the 80s. And I almost killed myself there on cocaine. And I don't hide that fact. I was definitely a child of excess. And I wrecked hearts and homes and bank accounts and vehicles and almost my life. So when I came out of that, releasing what no longer served me in that moment meant those passions need to go in the closet. We've got to get a grip, Cheryl. And I entered a stage in my life where I was married and I finally went to college and got my degrees and I got myself together professionally and I had a husband and a home and stepchildren that I loved, and I went super responsible. And guess what the inevitable consequence was? My marriage ended because it did not have the passions anymore. Not that I could have been that passionate woman that I was in the 80s and had a successful marriage. That wouldn't have worked either. But I seem to have gone from releasing what no longer serves me of my passions to releasing what no longer serves me of the responsibility, to trying to find a mixture that works. For me, finding a mixture that works has meant going back and reclaiming all those released parts of myself that I said no longer served me, and learning to love it all with compassion for me and for every other and where we were at in our life journey, with gratitude for the amazing experiences that I got to have. Because the funny thing about locking something away or releasing something that no longer serves us, we release everything from that time. So I was not looking at all the good memories, all the good people, amazing people. They were just as much my soul family, partying hard and experiencing excess, as I have encountered my soul family in the healing realms. It's all soul family. It's all part of life. We came to experience it all. So what's possible if we can go back and reclaim and learn to love unconditionally all of it? One beautiful thing that I've noticed is as I love more and more of myself, as a dear friend of mine used to say, warts and all, as I learn to love myself, really love myself, I'm so much more open to loving and accepting others, warts and all. Because the things that I wasn't loving about myself are the things that I wasn't loving in others either. That judgment goes both ways. And that fits with the whole movement of transforming our life from the inside out. As I shift how I feel about me, I can shift how I feel about you. And as I see how beautiful that changes on the outside, it continues to reinforce what I'm doing on the inside. And this beautiful cycle is formed. I invite you to try this as we move into this new moon of new beginnings. It's a powerful new moon. It is time to move forward with new beginnings for ourselves. And I'd love to know what that looks like for you. And if you get stuck somewhere in this amazing journey, I get it. We all do. I'm here for you. My whole community is here for you. Reach out to me. Reach out to my community. We are here for you. You are not in this by yourself. It is a solo journey, but you're not alone. Isn't that great? I love the paradoxes of this thing. So that's my share for you today. I would love to help you any way that I can. Continue to integrate, accept, and love all of yourself. You are a precious, divine child. Namaste and so much love.